Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This is MSL Season 3. It's the fourth match between Mind and Mania on Loki II, and it's do or die for Mania. If Mind wins this, he's advancing in the MSL to decide basically who among the new-faced Terrans will be going up against Savior and most likely getting pummeled. Both these guys, I have to say, I've been impressed with their play thus far. They've played solidly, but I don't think they've been all-out fantastic. I don't think they've done anything stunning. They've been solid, and honestly, I'm not going to say they're subpar, but I would say they're a little bit above par here. But still, I think Light in several games could beat these guys. I'm still surprised that I Love Uvi lost to Mind, but definitely, in my opinion, Mind the better of these two players. But Mania has some tricks up his sleeve. I think Mania is definitely better with his dropship micro, and with just generally his drops are fantastic. I think that is his strength. That's how we ended up beating July. That's how I think he was more successful in the match he took from Mind. And really, I think that's what he needs to stick to. I think he should go early dropships, go dropships often, even if the map doesn't require it. Because, again, he's just very precise, I've noticed. He's very good at exploiting weaknesses in his opponent's defense and really noticing mistakes and then just exploiting those mistakes kind of to the maximum extent. I don't think he should play this map head up against Mind, because I think Mind just has better macro management in general, especially when it gets towards the mid-late game. He's better at securing his expos. But we could see some cheese from... Oh, wow, yeah, actually, just as I'm saying that, here comes an SEV out of Mania's base. I was just about to say, we could see some cheese from either one of these players. Considering this is a 2v2 map, you'll see it more often on maps like Blue Storm, like Loki II, where players essentially know where their opponent is starting off, and he's going to send that SEV, going to take it across the top lane. So I'm definitely thinking he's going to try cheese. As you can see, he's going to take it across that top lane, going to avoid another SEV scout. Actually, no, it looks like he's bringing it back. I'm not quite sure why that SCV's out there. Maybe he's just double checking to make sure that Mind is not attempting cheese on him, and that's really surprising on my part. Mind is usually a very solid player, and he's going to be a little bit delayed on his barracks. I'm not sure if that was a miscue, if he sent it out too far, or if he's just double checking. He's going to go for a fast expand. I guess he sent it out to the outside and decided against it. Now he's going to take the inside, and really that's kind of the better expansion to take. If he can get his barracks up before Mind kind of gets his scout up and gets his marine up into his base, that might be advantageous. It looks like Mind is also going for the early expand, but Mind is going to be a very, very far, well, not far ahead, I should say. He's going to be ahead in this matchup because he's getting his barracks down first, and he got his expansion down just a few seconds after Mania got his expansion out. So if Mind decided to go up with an early scout that was a marine, he's going to get a spot in Mania's base, and he's going to be able to respond to Mania, where Mania is not going to be able to respond as well to Mind. Though I doubt that you're going to see Mind be all that aggressive, because he did go for a fast expand. He's going to have to kind of rely on economics. Now the question is Mind going to send this marine out, or is he just going to keep it back for defense and just blow? No, he is going to send it out, so I think he's going to get that spot basically on Mania's base, and Mania really needs, if he's going to be successful in this matchup, I really think he needs to block his front door. He needs to deny as much information as he can to Mind, and really he hasn't done that thus far. He hasn't planted an SCV on the ramp. He's almost got his expansion up, and I'm surprised again that he kind of dawdled back and forth, and that SCV going up across the top lane, interestingly enough, not going down the middle lane. I'm not quite sure what the logic behind that is. Again, both players being, I'm not sure if they're being unorthodox. I'm not following the logic really. I guess he's going to camp those two marines to kind of intercept that SCV. So Mind basically kind of using the logic I was talking about early. He doesn't want to reveal that early expand, just in case Mania's done something different. But keep in mind, and wow, kind of a proxy factory outside the base. Interesting. So that's creative, and another SCV out in play, so dual proxy factories outside the base. I'm not sure if I entirely understand the logic behind that. He could easily have built those inside his base without a problem, but I guess he's going to go for maybe a third early expand, or I mean really he can hide his tech better by blocking the ramp, but granted he doesn't realize kind of what's happening expansion-wise, but should a comsat go off, I guess that's not going to be in position. All he'll see is that barracks. But really that SCV by Mania, if it decides to go across the top lane, especially across that middle gap right there, it could spot it out early. It looks like he's going to produce a vulture, and really this is hidden tech, and it's odd putting hidden tech. You're going to block your front door with 4 marines, but you're going to put the hidden tech outside your base. Not quite sure I understand that logic, and we'll see if he's actually instead of taking that unprotected natural on the outside. I guess it is going to keep that barracks from getting a good spot. Mind has that SCV out forward, and he's going for an early starport. So actually getting 2 factories and a starport, and a starport going down for Mania. Mania only going looks like he's getting that. He's behind on his factories, but I'm going to get that expansion up and going for an early armory. So it's going to be a little bit more defensive against drop. So interesting, very fast double tech for both these guys, and 2 machine shops going down for Mind. So, and really, that's really I don't think advisable for Mind. He's not going to be able to rally those troops back to his base as easily. And look, as you can see, those 2 factories are spotted out. My only logic I can see in this is if Mind is essentially going to be trying to take that northern expansion instead of his southern expansion, and Marines coming down, still 2 Marines blocking that ramp from that SCV. But again, 4 Marines coming up, and we'll see. Yeah, as you can see, kind of that barracks now floating out for him. A lot of vultures being produced here. So my guess is he's going to go for a supply line harass. You can see the dual upgrades, probably both mines and speed going at the moment. A dropship going up, and a Goliath and a tank. And wow, in the meantime, Mania's completely skipped vultures. Has only produced Marines, gone Goliaths and tanks. And that's what I think he really needs to do. He just needs to load up a dropship with 4 individual, and this Marine's going to come up and he's going to spot this. I think he's going. Yeah, he's pulling that Marine out. The commentator's freaking out a little bit there, a little unnecessarily, and it looked for a second like he was going to do a third expand. So this is actually going to be a large amount of forces coming up, 3 Marines and a lot of vultures. But it's not. They're not going to get up that ramp with all those Goliaths in place, unless they have mines down. A single mine going down there, but I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't, basically Goliaths are kind of the anti-vulture more so than any other unit in my opinion, simply because they can absorb the mines and they can keep delivering the damage they need to. In the meantime, a reverse ramp block, but that's going to easily be taken care of, basically attacking the SCVs. And really, those 2 factories have to place. We'll see if Mine kind of adjusts at this point and decides to kind of hold that upper area. Going to plant mines down there, but that's not going to make a difference because you can see that starport dropship already out. So he's in a lot of trouble here because his main has really no defense. He does not have a dropship out. He's got to bring his units all the way back around to defend both his main. He has too many targets that he's trying to defend. He's trying to defend his protected expo, he's trying to defend his factories, and he's trying to defend his main right here. And this is a perfect situation for Mania. It looks like a dropship is up, but it's going right into Mania's base. I did not expect that. So these Goliaths going down, and he did not manage to get that up. But in the meantime, Mania going into that Mine going into that protected expansion, going to be able to take out SCVs. So this is going to be an even exchange here. That was extremely surprising, and managed to basically halt the gas production. So kind of an even crux here. And as you can see, after taking out all those SCVs, Mania is going to pick his forces right back up. And yeah, in the meantime, he's going to try to take that gas down, but pick back up, and he can immediately go back into the main. And that single vulture is not going to do anything there. More SCVs coming down. I can't believe Mania brought those SCVs back down. He's going to end up losing a lot of those SCVs to that vulture, and really, he shouldn't have brought that down until he had already taken care of it. So he's going to lose a lot more SCVs than he really needed to. That was definitely a micromanagement miscue, in my opinion. I don't think he realized how many vultures were left, and I think he thought he could take care of it, getting caught. And now some tanks in position for Mine, so Mine is going to be able to take out that dropship is down. So wow, bad micromanagement across 2 fronts here for Mania. And in the meantime, those vultures still in his base, and finally pulling up some tanks, gonna comsat and take care of those. And it looks like Mind is going to lose his barracks. That's going to set him behind. He's not going to be able to put down 2 more factories. Looks like he's starting production back up at that secondary. And wow, so interestingly enough, so basically Mind's going to be behind a little bit production-wise. Actually, I take that back. Looks like a command center going out. So reorganizing. Still those mines down the front, but those mines really don't make a difference because those dropships are up for Mania. A single dropship up for Mind as well. Some tanks moving up for Mind. Mind's a little bit behind because he doesn't have that 3rd expansion up. But Mania, in the meantime, a little bit down on his SCVs. He lost a lot of SCVs at that secondary to Mind's vultures. But Mind, in the meantime, lost almost all. Well, I'm sorry. He lost his barracks. He's not going to be able to produce 2 more factories, which I feel like he really needs to do. He needs to get some factories inside his main base. I still don't entirely understand the logic of the factories at that position. A couple mines going down, but these vultures aren't being very effective for Mine. I think he should, especially with a lot of that comsat going down, I think he should go just get some Goliaths. It looks like he's going to rely on turrets for his anti-air defense, and that turret a little bit vulnerable. Tanks, as you can see, kind of just posing around each other around the top lane. I love that section of the map, and I like seeing the micromanagement around it. 2 more dropships up for Mania. Mania doing exactly what he needs to do, in my opinion. He's just going all dropships, and Mind, if he's going to fight this off, he needs to switch to Goliaths quickly if he's not going to fall behind in this map. Mind bringing a dropship back. He has a Wraith now produced. Actually, Wraiths will work against the dropships too. If he decides to kind of dedicate kind of more to a Wraith attack, and as you can see, Goliaths in place. But basically, he's going to need cloaking though before that's going to really be effective, because all the Goliaths that Mania has up on the ground, really I feel like the tech advantage is in Mania's